Hello and welcome back to another Beyblade X unboxing video. It has been quite a while since I've uploaded anything Beyblade related, but I'm ready to get back into it. It's kind of an expensive hobby, which is why I took a little break. But I went to my local Target and saw the brand new Beyblades that came in. And those Beyblades I picked up was Scarlet Garuda, which I feel like is being slept on completely. People unboxed it. I didn't see really any of the big Beyblade YouTubers battle with it, and moved on to the next Beyblade. Here we have Reaper Incendio, which is probably a bit more exciting than Scarlet Garuda, only because in Takara Tomy, or in Japan, this is a random booster. So if you wanted to guarantee this Beyblade, you would have to drop a pretty penny, since it's also kind of competitive from what I've seen, or at least competitive parts. So it's pretty cool that in the United States you could just pick it up as is for, I think this was like $12. And finally, I picked up the Beyblade Drop Attack Stadium. The box is too big, so I have to lift up my camera, but there it is, which comes, of course, with the exciting Drop Attack Stadium. We'll get into it once we unbox it. And the exclusive blade, as of right now, Hover Wyvern. Super excited to start unboxing and, playing with Beyblades again. We'll start off with what I think is slept on, and probably the least hyped for most people, the Scarlet Garuda. Alright, here we have is Scarlet Garuda, the front of the box, showing the Beyblade. I think that's kind of a nice touch compared to the Japanese packaging. There's the top. We'll look at the back for the stats if any of you care. I don't think it says the gimmick of the Beyblade, but I know the gimmick is located in the tip, and we'll get over to that. So there are the stats. It is an attack type, but I think all around is supposed to be, a balance type, but it seems like the blade is more attack oriented. The ratchet is kind of an all-rounder there. There it is. And TP, brand new bit. It's got burst resistance, high burst resistance, and it's kind of an all-around tip. And TP stands for trans point, if I remember correctly. All right, let's unbox this. And it is done differently. Oh. I don't know if that was satisfying at all. Kind of like halfway ripped. And then I guess you just rip into it like this. Oh. Oh yeah, it comes with like a really bad plastic launcher. I totally forgot about that. I think all of them do. I think this is my first Hasbro Beyblade X Beyblade. There's the, oh, that sucks. Oh, I knew this was gonna be bad, but this like stinks. It's like super stiff. I mean, it does the job, I guess, so you don't have to buy the good one. But there it is, if you care. And we'll move on to the actual Beyblade. Oh, here it is. And here we have all the parts for Crimson Garuda laid out. And as usual, we'll start from the bottom with the tip, Trans Point TP. High burst resistance, but it's got little different notches, as you can see here, and bumps to change the height of the Beyblade mid-battle, which is the whole gimmick of this Beyblade. Here's regular point here. Oh, it's got a smaller circle, smaller outside circle, it seems like. And then obviously these little bumps, as I mentioned briefly, that as the Beyblade spins on the gear line, the extreme line I should say, it twists the bit to change the height by, I believe, a millimeter. Does that do anything? Honestly, I do not think so. But the height change gimmick is supposed to make a huge difference because prevents from upper attacks or does better with lower attacks. I honestly think this 1 millimeter height change doesn't do anything. But that is the whole gimmick with trans point. I wonder if we're gonna get other trans drivers. And then it seems like the only major difference besides that gimmick is the point and the circle being smaller than regular trans. Same burst resistance and of course that low gimmick. Once again, once it rides the extreme line, it twists the bit, which changes the height mid-battle, either to be 1 millimeter taller or shorter. Moving on to the ratchet, we've seen this before, but this is from Hasbro. It is 470, 7 millimeters in height, 4 points. It's got a cool red color. I really like the color, but I mean, it's a ratchet. There's nothing really to say about it. Here we are with the Blade Crimson Garuda. It is a very oval shaped. Is there a Beyblade that kind of has this oval shape, or in Beyblade X? I don't think so. This is definitely the least round Beyblade. Here's a side profile of the blades. Oh yeah, this is super like oval shaped. And again, according to the stats, it is geared a little bit more towards attack. And then there is a QR code at the bottom. So if anyone plays the Hasbro mobile game, there you go. Go ahead, scan that. I'm not gonna use this. There you go, that's a good scan. So there you go for whoever cares. But there's the bottom profile. It doesn't seem light, but it doesn't seem that heavy, to be honest. But it is very much geared towards attack. I don't think you're gonna get any stamina or defense out of this. Let us weigh the parts now. All right, here we have is the scale. Here is the bit, trans point. Should be like 2 grams. There you go, compared to regular point. 2 grams. That added plastic didn't do anything. Here's 470. 6 grams, about the same. I just so happen to have here Night Mail. That's what it's called. Oh yeah, I forgot Night Mail's ratchet is a lot lighter because it's got less on it. Oh well, that's not really a good comparison. Oh wait, here is 560. I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, 6 grams. Same ratchet weight. Nothing crazy. Same thing. And then as for the blade, almost 35 grams. How does that compare to Leon Claw, since they just have it here? I mean, it's heavier than Leon Claw, but Leon Claw kind of stinks. All right, let's try Night Mail. If it'll what did not focus? Like almost 2 grams heavier. Night Mail is. It's not too bad, I guess, but we're kind of already power creeping with the Beyblade weights. Let's fully assemble this Beyblade and get a good look at it. Oh, here it is in the lower height. I could describe the gimmick a lot better. So there's the Beyblade in the lower height. Once it catches the extreme line, it twists the Beyblade up by like 1 millimeter. And it gets caught on the little bumps here. And then if it rides it again, it lowers 1 millimeter. So not that crazy of a height difference. Looks really cool though. I like the look of this Beyblade. I like that. There it is, fully assembled. All right, let's weigh the whole thing. 43 grams. It's fine, I guess. It's not crazy. All right, let's move on to Hell's Reaper, or Reaper Incendio, whatever you want to call it. And here we have Reaper Incendio T470K. So we just unboxed a Beyblade with 470. K stands for kick, I believe, and T is for the assist blade, which I forget what T stands for. But we'll look at the back of the box for all the stats. Reaper Incendio T. Oh, it doesn't give it. Oh, it does give it individually. What is it called? Does it say? It just says T. Anyways, there are the stats. If you care, it is a balanced type, leaning towards more attack and stamina. 470, we've seen this before. And brand new bit K, which I think stands for kick. All right, let us unbox it. Let's see if we can get a better rip on it. That sucked. Well, I mean, it's a lot more clean than the first one. Oh yeah, it comes with a wimpy launcher. Trash. Yeah, that launcher is really bad. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. There are the parts. And the other parts stuck in the plastic. And here are all the parts randomly laid out. We'll start from the bottom with the bit, which I believe is called kick. I could be entirely wrong about that, but it's got a high burst resistance. No special height changing gimmick like with Trans Point. And it kind of seems like a taper, but with like a flatter taper off, if that makes sense. Let me go get taper to kind of compare. Okay, here I have is high taper to kind of tell the difference. And like I said, it kind of, this tapers off more, I guess, intensely. And this tapers off like very shallow. It's got like the same dimple in the middle, same gear ratio. This is high, so we can ignore that. I mean, it's got a different shape, but I don't think that shape is gonna matter at all. I think the dimple in the center is a little smaller. Will this do anything compared to a taper? I think it'll have slightly better stamina. It'll be like a wide defense, but I don't think it's gonna be like insanely goated like wide defense in Metal Fight was. Nothing much else to say about this bit. I mean, there it is. I don't know. All right, moving on to Ratchet. We just seen this one before, but it's a darker red. It looks cool. I think I like the other red better though. It's like so red it's black, but it's like red. It's still red. I don't think the camera could pick it up. Or is that red? No, I'm pretty sure that's black. Never mind. It's black and red. There it is. All right, moving on with the assist blade, which is just T. I think it also stands for trans. I'm not sure. But the gimmick with this assist blade is that you could remove the center, which I'm honestly, oh, just pop it off. The center and flip it upside down to give it more defense or attack according to which way you flip it. Wait, oh, I'm gonna break this thing. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. Hold on. Okay, here we have it in the different mode. It is a lot more pink in person than on camera. This is its other mode. Honestly, I don't know. Oh, there's a QR code. There you go for anyone who cares. But I don't know the difference between the modes. I know it's supposed to be attack and defense mode, but I mean, it looks the same to me. There it is. There's side profile when it's, if it'll focus. Come on. What does this look like to you? It feels defense oriented. It doesn't say on the back of the box, which kind of sucks. I know Takara Tomy would state like what does what, or the boxes in Japan. But whatever, it's not a random booster and I could just Google it later. And there is the other mode. It's kind of weird just how to snap it on. I think that's good. And yeah, you just flip the blade upside down. Dude, focus. Please. Oh. Cool. Come on. Come on. There we go. There's the other mode. This looks like attack. This probably doesn't do anything at all, just like the rest of the assist blades. You have yet to see an assist blade do anything significant. So I feel this will be the same. Here is the main blade, which is Reaper. Now I know this blade is really good because it's like rounded, but it's not insanely rounded. It's good for stamina and attack, I know that. And it looks really cool. There's side profile. And the bottom. And I think it's got a really good shape. I mean, we have another square Beyblade, which is Impact Drake, and that's kind of squarish. So I feel like this will probably not have as much as attack as Impact Drake, but I feel like it'll be just as good, but better with stamina, if that makes sense. So I think the shape of this Beyblade is really good. It's kind of thin though, but those are all the blades in the CX line. And here is the locking chip to lock everything together for the blade. Nothing special about it, except it's got a flaming skull in it that looks pretty cool. All right, let's weigh the parts. We'll weigh the parts individually and then everything combined. Here's kick. I think it's called kick. Like 2 grams. Yeah, 2 grams. The ratchet 470. We just weighed this earlier. 6 grams. The assist blade, which is just T in my head. What is that? 5.8. Let me get another assist blade to compare. All right, here I have the yellow one. Don't know. I totally forgot what it's called. It is heavier than the yellow one, for reference, if anyone cares. So that's pretty cool. Here we have is the main blade. I know it's not called the main blade, but I don't know what it's supposed to be called. Almost 30 grams, 1 gram off. Let's compare it to Wizard's blade, CX blade. 5 gram, 0.54 grams lighter, I see. And the locking chip, I imagine it's the same, but maybe it's different because it's from Hasbro. So there's Hell's 1.7, 1.7, so it's exactly the same. All right, let's fully assemble this thing. Move this out of the way. Equip that. Lock, chip this in. Twist this with my fingers. Twist this with my fingers. Oh man, I have all these kick and point drivers and they kind of look the same. All right, here it is. There it is, fully assembled. I forgot how tall these CX Beyblades are. There's a side profile view. You could see kind of how the T assist blade changes the side profile shape. The blade is slightly bigger than this plastic assist blade, but I feel like this plastic assist blade will make a whole lot more contact, especially since the Beyblade's a little taller too. Let me change modes so we can see how it looks in a different mode. I have to completely disassemble the Beyblade. That's kind of annoying. Pop that out, flip it, and let's see how it works. Come on. All right, there we go. The other mode. Lock that in. Come on. Can you tell the difference? I mean, the assist blade is slightly going up. I feel like it's another gimmick that's just to have a gimmick. I don't think that really does anything. I mean, Obviously it's upside down, but does that really make much of a difference? I don't think so, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I need to look into this Beyblade more. Anyways, the full combo weighs this. 45 grams compared to Crimson Garuda. So 2 grams heavier. How's it compared to this CX Beyblade, Wizards? Man, I'm really bad at these Beyblade names. All right, here we have is Wizard CX. Oh, it is heavier, just by a smidge. 3 grams heavier, sure. That's not really a smidge. That's a pretty good weight difference compared to them. All right, let us unbox finally the Stadium set, Drop Attack Stadium. All right, this is gonna be hard to unbox, but here we have the Drop Attack Stadium. I think I'm just gonna have to hold the camera. There it is. Comes with Impact Drake, which is a really good Beyblade, and Hover Wyvern, which is an exclusive Beyblade. There's the front of the box. Let us flip it over. And look at the stats for the Beyblades. Here we have is Impact Drake stats, attack type. The Ratchet, which is a really good Ratchet. And the left, I forget what R, wait. Something Rush. Low Rush, not left. Low Rush bit. Here we have the exclusive Hover Wyvern. I'm pretty excited about this because it doesn't seem like it's a remold of anything, but we'll look. The 385 Ratchet, which comes with Night Mail for Takara Tomy. And the needle bit, which sucks. I wish they chose a different needle bit or a different bit. There's the whole back of the box, and of course, the whole gimmick with the Stadium. We'll look at the Stadium first and then the Beyblades. And here is the Drop Attack Stadium. It is a lot skinnier than the regular Stadium. And the whole Stadium's gimmick is, if I could show it right, is the extreme rail here is raised. It rides up here and the Beyblades launch off of here. This is a raised platform, which is why it's called the Drop Attack Stadium. There it is. Which I thought it was a really cool gimmick. But man, this stadium was a lot smaller. But it's, the whole idea is that it rides along the stadium, the extreme line, and from the top, it performs a drop attack on the Beyblade at the center or wherever it is. The pockets are a lot smaller than the typical pockets, and there's 2 additional pockets to the side, which honestly I kind of appreciate. There's the whole thing, and I am definitely going to use this stadium more than once. I think this is a really cool gimmick to see Beyblades fly from the top and come crashing down, and see if we could get bursts that way. So I'm really happy with how this stadium is, or the whole gimmick of the stadium. Let me quickly get my Takara Tomy stadium for size comparison. So there's that stadium, and here is this. Oh my god, here's the normal stadium for comparison. Yeah, that is tiny. Let me put this one at the bottom. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it comes with a black version of the really bad launchers. Just FYI, those suck. Here we have is Impact Drake all laid out. And I'll be kind of quick with this because I already have a dedicated video of unboxing this Beyblade, and I want to move on to the other Beyblade. So here we have is an extremely competitive bit, Low Rush. Rush being having a fewer amount of gears than the typical Beyblade bit, and it is 1 millimeter, or yeah, it is 1 millimeter shorter than your typical Beyblade bit. It still has high resistance and it's a pure attack bit, which has good stamina and is just all around a good bit. Moving on to this good ratchet, which is 960. 60 refers to 6 millimeters in height. 9 refers to 9 points of contact, but really it's a really round ratchet, which is also a really good part to get with this really cool stadium set. Moving on to Impact Drake. Impact Drake's gimmick is it is a tag type, pure tag type, with rubber on the layer. It is not very soft. This one feels softer, honestly. Wait a minute. Like a bit softer than the Takara Tomy version. Maybe, I could be coping. But the gimmick with this Beyblade is that the additional rubber on the blade causes a lot more friction, which equals to greater attack strength to burst the other Beyblade. There's the front, side, and bottom. QR code for anyone who cares. Man, whoever is actually using these QR codes must be eating good in this video. But there it is. Now we'll move on to Wyvern. Here are all the parts laid out, and we'll quickly move through the bit because this bit sucks. It's needle. No one likes needle. Terrible stamina, terrible defense, just awful. It's just in yellow. We've gotten this so many times in just other releases. It's a bad bit. Who cares? Here we have is a 385, which so far we've only gotten, I'm pretty sure, with Night Mail. And here's Night Mail's 385, a lot brighter of a green, and Wyvern has kind of like a turquoise to it. I like this color a lot more. We'll weigh it later, but the gimmick with this one is that the locking does not matter. It doesn't matter with the burst resistance of the Beyblade. If I put a high burst resistant bit or a low burst resistant bit, it should have the same burstability, I guess, with the ratchet, because it's just kind of made differently. And also, it's the tallest ratchet we have so far, but one of the roundest too. I know a whole lot of people don't like 385 only because it's so tall, and that's understandable, but I don't think it's a horrible ratchet. It's not very heavy, it's very light, but we'll weigh it later. Again, doesn't matter what bit, same burst resistance, and is the tallest ratchet we have so far, and one of the roundest. Moving on to Hover Wyvern. Again, very excited about this because it seems like this is its own original mold. It doesn't seem like to base it off of other molds like the other Hasbro exclusives like Bear Claw, Bear Scratch. I didn't care for that because it was just a rework of Rhino Horn, and Rhino Horn sucks. A lot of people compared it to Wizard Arrow? Let me get that quick. Here it is, Wizard Arrow, and I guess I could kind of see the similarities, like the triangle point up here and then the long blade here, but I really don't think so. Obviously, it's got a wider shape because the center is made out of plastic instead of metal prongs, and the side profile is very different. Like, look at that. So maybe they did rework it, but no, I don't think they did rework it. Look at that. This is just like a flat round shape. This is like a giant sloped wave. So I would consider this like an exclusive, even though the shape is kind of similar just from looking at the top. Will this shape be good for stamina? Because this is a stamina blade. It is a little oval shaped. And I think the slopeness is supposed to give like downwards attacks, like not the Beyblade downwards like that, so they lose balance. I don't know. I mean, I like it. I like how it looks. It feels a little weighty. Oh, QR code. I don't know if I'm holding this the right way. There's that way. That way. That way. And this way. Good luck to whoever has that. But ooh, I don't know if this is gonna be a good Beyblade. I really hope it is, because it looks cool. I like how it looks. But now we'll fully assemble and weigh all the parts. You know, looking at the runtime for this video, I probably should have made this all separate videos, but I don't care. I just want to battle with these. All right, here's the Hasbro Low Rush. 2 grams. And here I have the Takara Tomy Low Rush. Same color pretty much. It's slightly different, the color. Will it be different the weight? Probably not. 0.1 gram different. Oh, never mind. I gotta make sure I'm not mixing these up. All right, Hasbro 960 ratchet. Should be 6 point whatever. Yeah, 6 grams. And Takara Tomy ratchet. Same color, I think. Yeah, not much of a difference. Exactly the same, wow. All right, Hasbro Blade of Impact Drake. Pretty heavy. All right, 39.3 grams. And here's the Takara Tomy Blade. Ooh, there's a little bit of a difference. I don't think it's significant enough to do anything. What is that, like 0.4? Oh, maybe my scale sucks. All right, maybe my scale sucks, but there's like barely a difference. Barely. Let's fully assemble this Beyblade. Oh, did I already show this? I don't think I did. There it is again. Fully assembled Impact Drake from Hasbro. 47.3 grams. Heavyweight. Heavyweight. And now, let's weigh the parts of Hover Wyvern. Here's Needle, 2 grams. 2 grams. You suck. Here is, oh no, this is that's Nightmail's. Where is, oh here it is. Well, that's Nightmail's ratchet of 385. And here is Hover Wyvern's ratchet. 0.2 grams lighter. Small difference, but there is a difference. Oh. No, it's the same, I guess. That was, the first weight was a fluke. Here's Hover Wyvern now. 35 grams. Not too shabby, not terrible, not the best, of course. Let's fully assemble this Beyblade now. Oh man, I hate needle bit. That sucks. Here's a fully assembled combo. Wow. It is tall, huh? Look at that. Side profile. Big gap there. Top view. Bottom view. Let's weigh the whole Beyblade combo. 41 grams. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever amount of grams. All right, now I want to do a few battles in the stadium. I don't know how I'm going to record it. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the battles. All right, this is the best camera angle or interesting camera angle I could come up with that didn't look terrible. And first, we'll start off with Hover Wyvern against the Hasbro Impact Drake. We'll do that for a few rounds. Whoa! on, ride the extreme line. Aw. Doesn't seem to grab the extreme line that often. Oh, that was the microphone. Alright, ride the extreme line. Let's go. It did it! It did it twice! That was cool. Alright, let's move on to a different pair of Beyblades. Here we have Crimson Garuda going up against Hell Reaper, or Reaper Incendio, whatever you want to call it. Alright, here we go. Coughing Baby versus Nuclear Bomb. Alright, both of these aren't aggressive enough to ride the extreme line, it seems like. Wow. A little disappointing. A little disappointing. Cool. Oh, I wrote it. There we go. I don't really like how there's a smaller divot in the center. I don't know if you could tell. Yeah, you could tell on the camera. I don't know if I like that. It kind of messes with everything. I'm gonna try an angled launch for the last one. I want to see the point transition height, but it's not doing anything. It's just staying in the center. It needs to grab onto the extreme line for it to do anything. Cool. Great. All right, here we go. Extreme angle. There we go. Now, did the height change? Is it a different height? No, it's the same height. Yeah, I don't think point does any. Is it the same height? Hold on. No, it's the same height. It didn't transition at all. Lame. And that was the Beyblade unboxing and battles. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited to use this stadium. Not entirely impressed with non-attack types, but when you put attack types in here, I mean, just with the 3 battles that we showed with Impact Drake and Hover Wyvern, that was pretty cool. The balance types, kind of boring, and I don't know if I like this inner circle here. This one's fine, I guess. It kind of prevents them. Oh. And I will be doing battles differently. So instead of a one-on-one battle between 2 Beyblades, I think I'll do marathon battles from now on, only because there's so many Beyblades out right now. And I don't want Beyblades like Crimson Garuda to be forgotten just because it isn't hype anymore. So I don't know which Beyblade I'll do it for. Maybe Reaper Incendio, to be honest. And we'll do a marathon battle between a bunch of different Beyblades and see how it performs between those Beyblades. And those Beyblades will be random. You know, if it ends up being Rhino Horn, it ends up being Rhino Horn. Or a cool battle like Impact Drake. We'll see. So I'll do future Beyblade battle videos like that. Other than that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.